It's the new year, and I figured we should talk the most Halo cutscene in all of Halo. I'll be looking through this thing from a filmmaking lens, seeing as I'm in film school and I need to make my money back somehow. That means looking at the visuals, characters, and music at depth. But first, some Halo. One of my favorite pieces of media from the Halo franchise that inspired me to become a screenwriter was a little trailer for Halo Reach called Deliver Hope. In it, we see Noble Six's predecessor, Thom A293, take over for an injured Cat in delivering a nuke to the interior of a Covenant battlecruiser. Knowing full well that he was going to die, he charges straight into the heart of the beast to deliver the payload. Through his death and sacrifice that is awfully reminiscent of Sam 034 and George's deaths, he dies for the greater good. It's a classic trope seen across all of media in things such as Andor/Rogue One, Attack on Titan, Blade Runner 2049, The Other Guys,
aim for the bushes,
and is central to the themes of sacrifice and perseverance in Halo. However, this is not the most Halo scene to me. This is. Halo Reach not only continued the usage of those themes of sacrifice and perseverance, but also turned them up to 11. Every aspect of the campaign story makes you as a player feel like the situation can only be described as hopeless. You manage to take a Covenant Spire down? Well, guess what? The ship that did it gets blown up along with its crew of up to, 782 people. George sacrificed himself to blow up a Covenant supercarrier? Well, now 6 more show up. Oh, and Cat gets shot in the head. In spite of it all, Noble Team trudges on.
Don't let me leave, Murph.
who's next?
Don't let me leave, Murph.
I'm ready!
Even you as Noble Six have to stay behind on a planet, crawling with hostiles to deliver some fuck-ass package that you only vaguely understand could change things. Just not for you. And that's how Reach's story ends. Or at least that's how we think it ends. Because we've wrapped back to the opening cutscene of the campaign, but this time with a bit of a PS stamped on it by Dr. Catherine Halsey. For those of you who didn't pay attention during any Halo campaign, she's the one who created the Spartans. Anywho, she firstly reminds you of the fact you're dead and not coming back, which is kind of a bummer.
Your body, your armor, all burned and turned to glass.
However, she does proceed to let you know that your sacrifice, that all of Noble Team's sacrifices, were actually instrumental to humanity's survival. This speech from Halsey is as triumphant as it is tragic. Alright, on to the filmmaking aspects and how they add to the scene. Looking into the visual language of the story, we are left with a wide shot of Noble Six's helmet and a patch of ground that has since recovered from the glassing. Something to note is just how slow the camera pans outwards, and the fact that the shot remains the same throughout the entire scene. It's a stark contrast to the fast-paced shots that occur in other cutscenes, and this contributes to the somberness. The focus remains on the helmet, paint now faded to give a sense of finality to Six's death. However, if you look past the helmet, beyond his death, you can see what looks like colony ships in the far distance. This physically positions the legacy of his death into frame, while maintaining the same relationship story-wise. It's also the exact reverse of a scene from the 2013 film Prisoners, with that movie taking a seemingly benevolent shot and pulling back to reveal it's actually more sinister. Okay, let's focus on characters now because I really like the implications of Halsey's presence here. Obviously, there are only 2 characters here, Noble Six and Halsey. A third if you want to count Reach, but that's getting a little too pretentious for me. Every now and then, throughout Reach's campaign, we are shown different camera shots that aren't from your run-of-the-mill omniscient POV, but from an in-world perspective instead. We see multiple times through the direct POV of Noble Six, as well as through the POVs of things such as satellites or security cameras. Of course, from a game development angle, these different camera shots help to diversify cutscenes as well as to immerse the player. However, from an in-game perspective, I think those different pieces of footage are Dr. Halsey's attempts at piecing together what Noble Team accomplished, maybe as some sort of personal after-action report. If we follow that logic, you can honestly see something beautiful occurring. It's a scientist in Halsey using any and every available piece of datum to make improvements to the Spartans. There's a clear function for such actions. But this cutscene, this eulogy, there is no function here, nothing to gain. What comes across to me is something rarely seen, Halsey's human side. Here she is talking to someone long gone, comforting them. telling them that their death mattered. Though only speaking briefly, Halsey expresses sadness over how close we, the player, were to seeing humanity's victory. Even for someone who's cold-hearted enough to kidnap children to turn them into weapons, Catherine Halsey still has some humanity left in her. This scene is all the confirmation you need. While only included in the soundtrack's album form, Martin O'Donnell includes angelic voices throughout the various pieces, singing in such a way that it feels as if they are almost crying, watching Reach fall. While I understand why they cut out the weeping, unless the MCC just forgot to add them, I feel like they would have added so much to the tone of the game. Still, when looking at the other pieces, these cries only occur in the aftermath of specific low points in the story. Two examples are after the civilian scientist father dies in Winter Contingency and after Kat gets domed in the head. During Noble Six's final stand, angelic voices are actually audible in cutscene. They are overwhelmingly dissonant amongst one another, and we're not even talking about weeping angels at this point. They are screaming, and it contributes to the horror one should feel in such a situation. Not only that, but they also begin showing up as you make your final stand. Like they couldn't even hold back long enough for after you die, or that you lasted far longer than anyone expected you to. All that to say, the epilogue following Six's death is something completely different. Like the arrival of the civilian aid in Dunkirk being marked by the seizing of the ticking played throughout the film, Marty O'Donnell does something similar here in Reach. The dissonant angel singing ends and syncs up with orchestral music befitting the tone. No longer do we hear screaming nor crying. Everything is at peace. It's a perfect cherry on top an already layered scene. This game and this scene itself were the perfect way to conclude a franchise dedicated to inspiring us to be more than we thought we could be. We got to see how much of a beating humanity could take and still rebuild. Like Sleepy Joe used to always say, we built back better. This was actually just a campaign ad for him. Vote Joe Biden 2028. Thanks for 2,000 subs and Happy New Year's.